I speedrun the seed Minecraft in Minecraft. Yeah, it was kind of intense. Also, before this run starts, I just wanted to point out that you can actually change capitalization to change the Minecraft seed, but I kept the capitalization of this seed normal because this seed was really weird and I wanted to show you guys the really cool tactics I used to speedrun it. I managed to get a sub 15-minute run, and you guys should definitely stay and watch because I do some really cool things throughout this entire run. Going into this run, we spawned right into a treeless island. Yeah, not the best spawn, but you guys can probably already tell that this run is going to be very different than any run you've probably seen. So right off the bat, I head over to this buried treasure, and this buried treasure is super important because it just stacks me on my iron and food that I'm going to use throughout the entire run. But probably the most important thing in this run, the reason why you're actually watching this maybe, is this sugarcane. No, I'm not capping. This sugarcane probably is the defining thing about this run, or else I'd have to probably swim for 10,000 miles. I'm heading over to a sunken ship right now, and I'm going over there mainly because I just need wood. I just want to mine the wood off this so I can actually craft a boat, craft some tools. But I'm gonna drown if I try to mine wood underwater, especially with my bare fists. So I make air blocks with this sugarcane underwater. This not only helps me breathe, well, it not only allows me to breathe underwater, but it also allows me to like chop down this wood underwater without like spending 10,000 hours on it, because usually it would take 10,000 hours to mine anything underwater unless you have like the aqua affinity enchantment. I insta craft some doors because they're a much more effective air pocket source than sugarcane, and I make my tools so I can break down this wood much quicker. I eventually get 5 logs, which I use to make a boat, a bowl, and some sticks to make my iron pickaxe with. Again, the iron pickaxe is used to mine gold in the nether, which is very important for trading gold with the piglins. I grabbed the gravel to get some flint for my flint and steel too. Also, please don't be like me and use your crafting table to make your flint and steel. You can make it in your inventory. It could have saved me a lot more time in this run. Like, I could have left the shipwreck a lot quicker, but no, I didn't. Also, I don't know why I grabbed water, because I won't need water until I get out of the nether. The reason why is because I'm heading over to a magma ravine, and magma ravines are a way to enter the nether when you spawn in the ocean, and you do not need a bucket of water, so I still have no idea why I grabbed water. A good tip in finding magma ravines is just look for floating kelp or bubbles. Also, speaking about the bubbles, that probably tickles your balls to ride over with on a boat. Okay, going back on task, we are looking for an L shape in this magma formation. And I see one, and I start breaking my nether portal frame into it. We entered the nether at sub 3 minutes, and I am instantly going to mine some gold because I want some gold armor. Because when I enter a bastion, all the piglins are going to give me a smoke if I don't have the same drip as them. I fill my bucket up with lava here just in case a piglin or a hoglin gets in my way, because lava is just the best way to kill them quickly. I try to grab at least 5 ingots worth of gold nuggets, and that's so I can craft a gold helmet. And you might be wondering, why not gold boots? I want to have my my boot slots empty because piglins can actually trade you soul speed boots, and there's a soul sand valley I'm going to have to need to cross, and I want to have that slot open while maintaining the gold status. I drop down and do a boat clutch. I don't boat down because that's a little bit slower, but I do boat down in other parts of the run just because it's a little bit risky. Also, I grabbed the mushrooms earlier because I want to have an extra food source just in case my fish runs out. I'm not sure if my fish runs out in this run, but it's always good just to have a little bit of extra food, especially when I only have like 6 fish. Something really scuffed about this seed was the nether, because in the nether, structures generate in quadrants. There are 400 by 400 block quadrants in the nether, and only one structure can generate in each quadrant. And In this run, the bastion spawned in the positive quadrant, while the fortress spawned in the negative quadrant, meaning that I had to run pretty much back and forth, which was not very efficient. Also, I failed my boat clutch because I'm just a terrible Minecraft player. But I'm making my way over to a bastion, and this bastion is a treasure room bastion, and these bastions are pretty good because you can get a lot of pearls very quickly. I break my way into this right when 5-minute lag hits, and I make my way up to the top. I also really scuff my movement up here, and I choose like the worst possible stairs to get up because these stairs are not finished when there's like finished stairs right behind me. So I don't know, I think my brain turned off when I ran this last night. But yeah, I make my way up to the top because that's where I need to trade with the piglins. I break a hole to these adjoining rooms so the piglins in that room can come over. I don't even know if there are piglins in there, but that's just the route I run usually. Those stairs right there are really glitched, and only the player can get up it. So when I mine the gold, these guys are angry, but they can't get over. I throw them into a little hole by putting gold in that hole, so they're pretty much my slaves now. And please don't cancel me for that joke, but yeah, by throwing the gold there, they will all fall into that hole, and I can just keep track of the piglins so much easier. I break into this wall to grab my last piece of gold in this room, and I start breaking down for more. I break my way back into the bastion by entering a chest room, and I throw around some gold just in case a piglin decided to give me a smoke after I opened the chest. No one did, thankfully, so I make my way up here and I trade the rest of the gold with these piglins. I make use of the time by emptying my inventory. And then I head down to collect the rest of the traits I collected. I get 16 pearls, and I break it up, and I collect more pearls because I do that. You should always break your pearls up in two, just so you can have the chance to collect more. I get 18 pearls here, and I decide that's enough. Honestly, like in hindsight, I definitely should have gotten more. Also, I make sure to get the soul speed boots. I almost fell in the piglin hole, which would have been really bad. I wouldn't have died to them. I would just have to use a pearl to get out because it's impossible to get out without hitting a piglin without a pearl, pretty much. I pearl down here, and this marks the start of like the coolest part of this run, I think. Besides the beginning. I think the beginning with the sugarcane is really cool. Pretty much, I have to do a bunch of really big, risky pearl throws, and thankfully I have fire res. Sometimes I would just not have fire res, and I'd have to do this without fire res, and especially this part was like the most difficult one. This one I would have to clutch on the side of this island, and I start spamming blocks just to catch myself, but of course I don't because I'm bad. And I climb my way to the top of this, and I start speed bridging over to get closer to my next throw because this next throw is going to be huge. It's like I have to speed bridge over just in case I undershoot it, which I did a lot of the times. Thankfully here I don't. Sometimes there'd be a magma cube just camping here, and that would also be really annoying. I make another huge pearl throw over this ginormous basalt thing, and here's when I realized that, oh shoot, I only have 13 pearls. I can't pearl again right now because I need to save two. One for the fortress and one for the end fight, and I need to save the rest for filling in the portal, obviously. I have to climb up this entire hill, which definitely I could have saved more time on if I got more pearls. I could have just pearled across it. But thankfully, we get closer and closer to this soul sand valley, and here's when my soul sand boots can really shine. I climb up this ginormous netherrack hill, and I get to the valley, and I just use Sand Bolt across this entire thing. Thankfully, I didn't lose that much time because I had my boots. Obviously, if I had more pearls, I could pearl across this valley, which would have been definitely faster. But as I get across this biome, I make my way over to this fortress, and this fortress is absolutely insane. I throw my pearl to land right in between two spawners, triggering both of them. I head over to the stray blaze, but I made sure to trigger both those spawners first. I did that because that way I would start ticking down the blaze spawn timer of those spawners, allowing the blaze spawns from the actual spawners to like come quicker. Also, these spawns on these spawners were like really good because it was pretty much a seesaw effect. It seemed like right after I killed one spawner, the blazes in the other spawner would have already spawned, and then after I killed those blazes, the blazes in the original spawner would spawn again. And it saved me from having to like clear out like the bottom of the spawner just to open up more spawning room to get more blazes to spawn, because these blazes just spawned so quickly. I love this double spawner. It was maybe the MVP of the nether. Right here I get my 6th rod, I think, and I head out to blind travel out of the nether. And here's when I make a mistake. If you look at my inventory, I have 64 string, meaning that I can just chop down some wood and craft my beds, and I don't need to get beds from a village. But I don't see that, because when I was running this seed, I always did not get enough string. But when I was routing this seed, I was planning on getting 64 string, so I wouldn't need to go to a village. I could just spawn right on top of the stronghold and just chop some trees down, and I'd have enough beds to go to the nether. I mean, not the nether, the end with. But no, I waste a little bit of time, like maybe a good like 30 to 40 seconds just in this village, because I'm blind and I just somehow can't see 64 string just lying in my inventory. I actually see it right here when I'm clearing my inventory out to grab this last bed, and I'm like, oh crap, oh well. I head over to the stronghold, and I obviously don't need to throw any eyes because I know exactly where the stronghold is, because I've already ran this seed multiple times. Also, I don't throw eyes to make it look more like a random seed run, because it obviously is not a random seed run. Like, I freaking mined down randomly in this the island at the beginning just to find a random treasure chest. That is not random seed behavior. But yeah, I start mining down to the stronghold, pull a scary water bucket clutch. I thought I was about to fall in the water right here, but I reacted quick enough, thankfully, and I make my way over to the end portal. I hop into the middle of this, and I make sure to save one ender pearl because I'm going to use that in the end fight. Enter the end, 12 minutes. We're on a good time pace. Let's just finish this. Also, this end segment of this run might be the most scariest part of this run. There were so many clutch moments. You definitely should stay and watch. Let's just say it's very suspenseful. Some of the mistakes, well, not mistakes, just some of the mishaps that happen. I craft my stew right here, and I go over to the middle to set up my 1 cycle. And unfortunately, as I'm going over here, the dragon actually takes a shot at me, which is like not good at all, because if the dragon perched right now, I couldn't have 1 cycle because it would have just killed me in its dragon breath. Fortunately, it doesn't, but it does this instead. As I pillar up, it decides to start bullying me, and this happened. Even though I was super nervous, I somehow landed that water bucket. I wait for the dragon to go back on the other side and before I started pillaring up again. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but I just decided to do it again. I decided to hug this obsidian tower because maybe the dragon will have a higher chance of hitting me off. That's what I thought. But it actually almost yeets me into oblivion again. It flies right under me, and the reason why I didn't place any blocks there because I couldn't. The dragon's hitbox is in the way, meaning that if I was lower down, that thing would have just yeeted me. I pillar up and I wait for the dragon to perch, and eventually it does. And we end this run off with a 4-bed 1 cycle, and I actually almost choked this entire run because I actually didn't realize the dragon was perching until very late. But yeah, and this barely sub 15. It could have definitely been much faster if that dragon perched like quicker, but of course it didn't. Let me know in the comments what I should speedrun next. Also, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It means a lot. Thank you guys.